Hi everyone! Welcome back to my YouTube channel. I know it's been a while since my last recording, but today I have a bit more of a special video. For those that may or may not know, I love VRising, and the new update of Invaders of Oakvale has been absolutely incredible, and I've been thoroughly enjoying building more castles and such. And today I wanted to share my castle I have here on a public server in Gloomrot. I'll be sure to insert a photo somewhere of the screen of the map, but I'm really happy and pleased with how this castle came out. It's kind of overgrown, has like a very chaotic entry garden. I don't mind like the formal gardens and such. I think they're really pretty, but I decided to just go with something a little bit more natural, a little bit more chaotic, but also just to add a lot of greenery, since Gloomrot is a bit more of, well, it's a gloomy area. But yeah, I am solo on this file, and so I just kind of built this castle to accommodate me and my needs. It is as functional as possible, but of course you will see lots of areas that if you do decide to replicate this castle that you can change to your liking. But yeah, like with any VRising castle tour, we have to do the batch overview. And here you can see from the top view down a nice view of the garden and the castle itself. I'm really happy with how this castle came out. I went with a pretty symmetrical design when it comes to like just the castle layout, and for the most part the rooms as well. The exterior parts are a bit different, but not in like a bad way. I think they came out really nice. Also, here is my character rocking my go-to teal, and they don't have a cat head in this game, so we have to go with a wolf. It's good enough. Here we can see my little garden with this winding path, and honestly, I didn't really know where to put my necklace pendulum or pendant storage things, whatever you want to call them at. So I decided to keep them outside since they are not accessible to the public, only people who are in your clans on the server. And I just felt they looked really nice with like the extra lighting and stuff, and it just kind of adds some character. Over here is our little picnic table. I just wanted like a little area to, you know, kind of sit and such. I probably could have put it somewhere else, but I said heck it, I'm gonna put it here. And inside here we have our stables. My horse is currently at my other base, but normally she would be in this stall. And of course she has lots of hay and other good stuff. Really happy with how this came out. It's one of my more favorite areas. And of course we have a little well. I love putting snow blossoms in water sources. I think they add such like a nice little touch for decor and just for a little bit of character and lighting. And here's our first side entrance. We're gonna ignore that for now. We'll go through the other way momentarily. And of course we have our little horse stable sign. Just heading through the winding path. Also, here is my other entrance. Always nice to have two entrances. And then we have the underbelly of the base. We have our lovely little crypt area. I could have probably used this area a bit differently, of like putting like a Stygian summoning altar or something in here, and like in some vermin nests and things, but in all honesty, I have just about everything I want, so I didn't feel the need to add those, but those I would recommend in these areas if you need them, of course. by all means make your base too, whatever you need. And heading on up, we will head into the main entrance. We have our little gargoyles, kind of looks like they're warming their hands on the fire. Little entry rug to wipe your feet on before you go in the castle. As you'll see, like, there's a lot of symmetry, which is just something I enjoy. You know, as they say in Bioshock, symmetry, Simon. Symmetry. If you know that reference, great. And if you're an OG viewer from my Twitch chat or even YouTube, you know how much I love Bioshock. So, and of course we have our little bell here. And now we can head on in. I did leave my servants, just so you could see them roam around. But here is our entrance hall. It's very green, very verdant, very lots of browns and earth tones. I went pretty ham with this color scheme for the main areas, and I think it came out really well. And of course we have our little stairwells and portals that lead to the outside. We have this little back area here with some really pretty paintings. And starting from the back and moving forward, we have our little outlook area, little balcony. You can see one of the neighbors out in the distance and such. And then over to our right is our jewel crafting room, as well as the Eye of Mortium and Twilight. Just a very simple little room. I didn't need, honestly, like a very big room for this. I kept it pretty simple, to be honest, just because I'm just one person. I don't need a whole lot. Here is our little library. This is actually like one of my favorite rooms in the entire castle. I think it came out really, really, really well. I'm very pleased with this. It's a nice little book nook and a little chest area. Lots of comfy places to sit down and read. And over here is my treasury. Again, I didn't need like a huge storage area. This pretty much holds everything I could need and more. I did find I needed more like forage storage and like herb storage just because I had a lot of flowers. I think it came out pretty good. It's a bit snug, but it holds everything just fine, to be honest. I'm quite pleased with how this came out. And we'll head across again for our little seating area. I love this new treasury flooring. It is so pretty. And here is our tailoring and leatherworking area. Very red, very regal. Lots of rose blossoms and such. I really like this area. I'm not the hugest fan of red, but I love making my tailor rooms red. And I did actually use red to complement some of the other colors in my castle. So you'll see like the red pillows here, for example. Though it is not my favorite color, I wanted something a little bit, you know, something that stands out just a little bit. To really tie in everything together, because we are a vampire after all, and we do like blood. And of course, here is our new teleporter. I added some snow blossoms in the middle just to kind of break up the red, because there is blue and such around the area, with like on the curtains back here and so on. And then of course we have our teleporters. And then here is my little living room. With our music box and just lots of cozy places to sit and to enjoy. I love this area so much. So good. And then over here is my bedroom. It has everything I could need, including like a little dressing area, place to keep all my weapons, my gear, a like little poof to sit on as well. Of course, we have our jewel crafting, our little vanity, and of course, like a little place. Again, I love the idea of just like having all these pillows on the ground to kind of like, almost like a sleeping bag, or not sleeping, like a bean bag. There we go. But like a bean bag to kind of like rest on and read some books. And of course, here is my bed and a little desk area for writing. And again, if you haven't noticed, I really like books. And of course, we have our little foyer area over here, just so we can see the overhang, and of course another place to sit. And then we have another balcony, and I really like the idea of having like the arena bell here, almost like a bell tower, so to speak. I had a different like statue here before, and I also tried a fountain, but I don't know, I wasn't a big fan. But I'm really happy with how this came out. Very cozy. And then over here is my prison. I know it's pretty small for most people, at least that I've spoke to. You're like, wow, this is a really small prison, which it is. But again, I am one person, and I don't go through my blood that easily. So I have every blood type that I personally like to use. And I have ample blood, so you're a-okay. But we have like a little area here, like food to tease or to give them treats, I guess, whatever your fancy is. And of course, like a little area to like handcuff them to while they're being documented before they're put into their lovely permanent homes. And then over here is our dining area, which is appropriately placed by the by the prison area. Again, with the red and such, I think it looks really good with this green, because it's not the dark green, it's in between the blue and the green, so almost teal-ish. It's more of a blue-green, and I think it looks so good. And of course, these like new decorations we got for like the plates and on the table and the cups, of course, has flowers and greens. It really just it ties the room together, just like this rug. So that is our main 2 floors, and now we're gonna head down to the basement area. And we're going to start on with our workshop, which this is connected to the crypt area. So if you're curious, this is one of our workshop areas. Again, pretty big. We have some finished projects here, our little workbench, lots of tools and things and such on the walls. And of course, just everything you can need and more in here. And then over here is my alchemy area. We have a big vat of water, a nice little area. I keep this storage unit down here. It's actually full of blood, just to make it easy on yours truly to refill my heart as I need to, because it is down here on the ground floor. And of course, lots of flowers everywhere. It's very green, very yes. And of course, we have our blood homogenizer and the refiner to squeeze down blood hearts. And of course, even more flowers over here. And it looks good to me. I'm very pleased with it. And next off, we have our forge room. I am so happy with how this room came out. I was able to squeeze everything I could need and more in here, and I think it came out honestly really good. I'm really pleased with this room. Everything fits perfectly and just looks very organized, and I'm just really happy with it. And here is our first servant room. I decided to go with like bunk rooms, so to speak. So they have like a little like sitting area, like a common area, a little desk for writing out notes and things, and of course their little sleeping area. And off to the side here, again, we have another little like sitting area that they can use. And then I mirrored the room to the other side. The only difference is their balcony area has a well instead, which is totally fine. But it is pretty much the same on both sides. I did my best to mirror it because, well, I just thought it would look nice. And then over here, we have another like little outside area with lots of plants, lots of places to sit. Another well, of course. And you'll notice the theme with my snow blossoms and water sources. But all in all, I'm really, really, really happy with how this build came out. I think it looks really pretty, and I really put a lot of time and effort into it. I think I rebuilt my castle at least like 7 times before I figured out a layout that I really, really liked. And just, I don't know, I definitely am embracing more and more chaotic gardening. I think it looks really, really good. But yeah, if y'all want to see more VRising content, whether it's more castle building or what have you, please let me know. I absolutely love this game, and if you'd like to see more of me or this type of content, what have you, or even other content, please let me know. And thank you so much for watching. Please be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and even let me know like what is your favorite room of my castle. And I will see you all very soon. Bye everyone.